Hello Army! Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going to discuss something that might have escaped your attention all this time. We all know Jimin from BTS with his smile that can melt the hearts of millions of people around the world. His iconic eye smile, his gentle laugh, and the warm aura he always radiates. But, have you ever wondered what's really hidden behind that smile? Today, we're going to reveal the secrets, struggles, and real stories that are rarely disclosed about Park Jimin. Trust me, after watching this video, you'll see Jimin from a completely different perspective. So, make sure you subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and don't forget to like this video to support our content. Let's get started. We'll begin with something that's very rarely discussed in depth. Behind Jimin's smile that always looks perfect, lies a long struggle against Korea's very strict beauty standards. Jimin has openly admitted that he experienced an incredibly severe confidence crisis. In a very emotional interview, Jimin revealed that he often felt not handsome enough, not thin enough, and not perfect enough to be a K-pop idol. Imagine, someone we consider perfect actually experiences very deep insecurity. Jimin admitted to doing extreme diets to the point of only eating one meal a day for days, even weeks. There were periods when his weight dropped drastically to the point where fans and other BTS members were very worried about his health. What breaks our hearts is that Jimin did all this while still smiling in front of the camera. He kept dancing with full energy on stage, kept interacting warmly with fans, and remained the cheerful Jimin we know. But behind the scenes? He was fighting his own demons. In the blood, sweat, and tears era, you might remember how thin Jimin was at that time. His face looked very gaunt, his cheeks were hollow, and his body was very small. Other BTS members, especially Jin and J-Hope, often looked worried and tried to make Jimin eat more. There are backstage moments captured where Jin forced Jimin to eat, and Jimin refused with a smile that we now know concealed pain. What's even sadder is that Jimin did this because of hateful comments from netizens and even some fans who body shamed him. They said he was fat, chubby, or not fit to be an idol. Yet Jimin already had a very athletic and healthy body. But the pressure of the K-pop industry and Korea's unrealistic beauty standards made Jimin feel he had to be thinner and thinner still. This struggle didn't just last for a few months, but for years. Even now, Jimin still occasionally shares his insecurities about his physical appearance in lives or interviews. This shows that his struggle continues to this day. Now we move on to the second secret that's rarely discussed, Jimin's extreme perfectionism. You all know Jimin is an extraordinary dancer. His movements are precise, expressive, and full of emotion. But do you know what price he had to pay to achieve that perfection? Jimin is the type of person who will practice until late at night, even early morning, just because he feels one move earlier wasn't perfect. There are many testimonies from big hit staff and BTS members saying that Jimin is often found alone in the practice room at 2 or 3 in the morning, still practicing when everyone else is asleep. J-Hope, who is BTS's dance leader and is known to be very perfectionist, once said that Jimin is even more perfectionist than him. This is a very strong statement because we know how hard J-Hope is when it comes to dance practice. What hurts our hearts is that Jimin's perfectionism often endangers his own health. There was an incident where Jimin fainted in the practice room due to exhaustion and dehydration. There were moments when he practiced with injuries but still wouldn't stop because he felt he wasn't good enough yet. Remember when Jimin collapsed backstage after a performance? Or when he had to be rushed to the hospital because of severe stomach pain? Many of these incidents happened because Jimin pushed his body beyond its limits to reach the standard of perfection he set for himself, a very high standard, perhaps too high. And what's most touching is that after all that, Jimin will appear in front of the camera with his sweet smile, as if nothing happened. He'll interact with fans, play around with members, and make everyone laugh. No one knows that a few hours earlier he almost collapsed, or that his body is full of pain reliever patches and bandages. Jimin's perfectionism is also evident in the way he blames himself when there's a small mistake in a performance. There are many moments in V lives or behind the scenes where Jimin apologizes repeatedly for mistakes that aren't even visible to fans or other members. He'll say sorry, today I didn't perform well, when to all of us his performance was perfect. BTS members, especially RM and Suga, are often seen trying to calm Jimin down and tell him he's done his best. But Jimin's self-criticism is very strong, and his smile often becomes a mask to hide his disappointment in himself. The third secret that's rarely known is about Jimin's childhood and the loneliness he experienced. Jimin is a very family-oriented person, but not many know that he actually experienced deep loneliness during his trainee period and even after debut. He left Busan, his hometown, at a very young age to pursue his dream in Seoul. In some very personal interviews, Jimin revealed that he often cried alone in his dorm room because he missed his family. He missed the warmth of home, his mother's cooking, and the familiar atmosphere of Busan. But he couldn't show his sadness in front of other members because he didn't want to burden them or appear weak. There's a very touching story from V Taeyong, who said he often heard Jimin crying softly at night, but Jimin always pretended to be asleep when V tried to comfort him. This shows how Jimin always tried to be strong, to not show his weakness, even to his closest friends. Jimin also revealed that he went through a phase where he felt very alone despite being surrounded by millions of fans and 6 other BTS members. He said there was a period when he felt no one really understood what he was feeling, and he felt isolated in his own struggle. What makes this situation heavier is that as an idol, Jimin couldn't freely express his negative feelings. He had to always look happy, energetic, and positive in front of the camera. He had to smile for fans, for the industry, for BTS's image. So his smile became the armor he used to protect his vulnerability. The childhood Jimin we see in old photos is an innocent, cheerful child full of dreams. But his journey to success was filled with very heavy sacrifices. He lost his teenage years, lost time with family, and lost the opportunity to be an ordinary young person enjoying life without pressure. The fourth very deep secret is about Jimin's fear of abandonment. Jimin is someone very loving and caring toward BTS members. He's often called the mood maker and the person who's always there for other members. But not many know that behind this caring nature lies a deep fear of being left behind or not being needed anymore. In some very vulnerable moments, Jimin revealed that he's always afraid that one day BTS members won't need him anymore or that he'll become a burden to the group. This fear might stem from his insecurity about his talent and position in the group. Jimin was the last member to join the BTS lineup. He joined just a few months before debut, which means he had the least training time compared to other members. This made Jimin feel he had to work harder to prove he deserved to be in BTS. There are testimonies from staff saying that Jimin often asks, "Am I doing well? Am I not causing problems?" He's constantly seeking validation and reassurance that he's valuable to the team. And when he doesn't get the response he expects, or when there's criticism, Jimin becomes very down and blames himself. What's very touching is how protective the other BTS members are of Jimin. They know about his insecurity and fears, so they always try to make Jimin feel loved and appreciated. We often see moments where members will spontaneously hug Jimin, say "I love you," or give compliments, without being asked. But Jimin's fear of abandonment isn't limited to relationships with members. He's also very afraid of disappointing ARMY. He often says he doesn't know what he would do without ARMY, and that the love from fans is what keeps him going. This shows that external validation is very important to Jimin, perhaps because his internal self-worth is still struggling. And every time he smiles for the camera, there's a part of him hoping that smile is enough to make people stay, to make people love him. But guys, before you feel too sad, there's good news. Jimin is on his healing journey, and he continues to grow into a stronger version of himself. In recent years, we can see significant changes in Jimin. He's started to be more open about his struggles, more honest about his feelings, and more accepting of his imperfections. One turning point was when Jimin started therapy and counseling. He mentioned in an interview that talking with a professional helper really helped him understand and process his emotions. This is a very brave and important step, especially in Korea where mental health is still often considered taboo. Jimin has also become more vocal about self-love and body positivity. He tells fans they should love themselves as they are, and that true beauty comes from within. This is a very powerful message, especially coming from someone who himself struggled with insecurity about physical appearance. BTS members also play a big role in Jimin's healing journey. They create a safe space where Jimin can be vulnerable, where he can cry, can be angry, can show his weak side without judgment. V, who is Jimin's soulmate and closest friend, is often seen being a very strong support system for Jimin. ARMY also plays an important role in Jimin's healing process. The consistent love and support from fans around the world gives Jimin the courage to keep fighting and to love himself more. Every time Jimin reads messages from ARMY saying "You are enough, we love you as you are," it slowly but surely builds his self-worth. We can see in recent content That Jimin looks more relaxed, more comfortable with himself, and his smile looks more genuine. He still occasionally struggles with insecurity because mental health journeys aren't linear, but his overall trajectory is positive. Jimin now also focuses more on inner peace and happiness rather than external validation. He's started to explore hobbies and interests outside of idol life. He spends more quality time with members, with family, and with himself. He's learning that his worth isn't determined by his performance on stage or by industry beauty standards. So ARMY, now you know the secret behind Jimin's smile that always looks perfect. Behind the eye smile that melts hearts lies a very heavy struggle. Behind his gentle laugh are tears that once fell on lonely nights. Behind the warm aura he radiates are internal battles he fights every day. But you know what's most amazing about all this? Despite experiencing all these struggles, Jimin never stopped being a source of happiness for others. He still smiles for fans, still cares for members, and still gives love even when he himself needs love. This shows Jimin's extraordinary character strength. He is the definition of be the light you want to see in the world. Even though he himself is in darkness, he still tries to be light for others. As ARMY, our responsibility is to keep supporting Jimin, not just as an idol or performer, but as a human being. We must remind him that he's valuable not because of what he does, but because of who he is. We must tell him he doesn't need to be perfect to be loved, that he's enough as he is. And most importantly, we must learn from Jimin's journey. Many of us might also wear a smile as a mask to hide our pain. Many of us also struggle with insecurity, perfectionism, and fear of abandonment. Jimin's story reminds us that it's okay to not be okay, that it's okay to ask for help, and that healing is possible. So next time you see Jimin smile, remember that smile is the result of a very heavy struggle. Appreciate it, cherish it, and send him all the love and positive energy you can. Jimin, if somehow you're watching this, we want you to know, you are enough. You are loved. You are appreciated. Not just as an idol, but as Park Jimin, a human being who's beautiful inside and out. Thank you for being brave enough to share your struggles with us. Thank you for being our source of strength. We purple you, always. And for you ARMY watching until the end, thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video to spread awareness about mental health and to show support for Jimin and BTS. Drop in the comment section your experiences or your message for Jimin. Remember ARMY, love yourself, love myself, peace. See you in the next video.